Hey guys, it's Naya from NWC Counseling, and I am coming to you guys live today with a Talk to Me Live. Every Thursday, I hop on to talk to you guys about just general things or a particular theme that we have for that month, and we kind of chat a little bit about just a lot of different things. And so you guys know that last month we talked about food ships, and if you guys saw my crazy video with me trying to get my life together, that was a very humorous video that I kept because I want you guys to know that I'm a real person. But we were actually unable to get Chef Will on because of technical difficulties. So what we did instead was I played around with the settings live for about a good 10 minutes trying to figure it out and having some fun and talking to you guys. So today I hope you're hopping on because we are talking about this whole month is about being a wife. And I'm really talking about a lot of this because I'm leading up to a new e-course that I plan on rolling out to the public, kind of giving some further information about that later on in this month. But this month we're talking about being a wife. And what was interesting about this is that I have a lot of clients that will come and sit on the couch. Some of them are couples counseling, some are individual, and they'll be saying, I don't know what my husband expects, or being a wife was a lot harder than I anticipated. And it's like they really don't understand what the components of being a wife or what are some of the phases even of being a wife, or what are some of the key things that you really wish somebody would tell you before you get married, during your marriage as well. Sometimes I have women say things to me and then I'm like, oh, that's completely normal to think that or feel that way. And sometimes I even talk to my friends that are married and say, this is what's happening. They're like, oh, that's a normal part of it. Or, we went through a season like that too. So I just found it helpful to kind of create something and to share with you guys each week on Thursdays a little bit about being a wife, because I just think it's important. So in order to get anything from this episode or this words, anything from this actual live video, you don't have to be married per se. You could be dating someone, you could be single, or you could be married. Maybe you're engaged and you're just like, this is good information. So I'm hoping this is going to be good. The first thing we want to talk about is, and the first thing that we talk about in my course is understanding who you are. Because a lot of times, for a lot of the clients that I have worked with in my experience with them, is that when they get married, they imagine that someone else is kind of shaping who they will be. So when you meet this guy and you're like, yes, I have a guy, I'm losing myself. Oh, wait, not married. Carmen says she's losing herself, but wait, she's not married. So sometimes we think that when we get in a relationship with someone, that they're going to make us better. Or we think, that, remember that old song, like I'm a movement by myself. I don't know about that song anyway, but if we're together, you make me better. Like that is not accurate at all. If you go into marriage thinking that when you are with someone, they will automatically make you better, that is not legitimate. That's not marriage. I'm just going to be upfront with you right now. If that's what you're thinking, that's not what happens. So getting married is essentially one person that's weird and another person that's weird combining and making a whole bunch of weirdness, and that you have to figure out how you can mix your weird with their weird. That is essentially what I have gathered being married is about. And through that, you grow together and you learn things about each other, and you can grow closer through that as well. So one of the first things that I see, like I said, is that a lot of times women pre-wife don't understand themselves and don't understand their values and personal goals. And if you are going into a relationship and you cannot tell someone, or you have trouble expressing to someone what you actually need, or if you have a hard time when you get into a relationship and you are having a difficulty telling someone like what your own personal goals are or what your values stand for, even if they're conflicting, that is an unhealthy way to go into a marriage. as a woman, it's really important for us to have personal goals. Know yourself. Spend time understanding what you like and what you want. Know your values, what you stand for, not what your parents stand for, not what your grandma taught you, not even what your church taught you, but what you personally believe in. What are your values? That's super important. And then also, what are your personal goals? Like, I cringe when I hear people say, I just want to be married. And I'm like, ugh, that's a terrible goal. I mean, it's a good aspiration. Hey, Charlene, it's a good aspiration, but it's a terrible goal. Your goals need to be personal, meaning that there are things that you are striving to do for your own personal satisfaction. And so now you don't have to just be, I'm not just saying that all of your goals, are self-centered, focused on you. That's not what we're talking about. But we are saying that it's really important for you to have your own personal ideas and ideals of what you would like to do and personal goals and values. When you are married to, someone, or when you're getting married, that person will also have their values and they will have goals, and they will be hoping that as you guys get together, you will work together to maybe achieve personal goals. And then also have some goals together. And so, of course, there's going to be moments where maybe someone's goal is not attainable at that moment, and that another person will have to maybe step up or step down in order to allow more room in that season. But then in my experience, with me and my husband, we've always kind of evened out. When I was really going through a lot, my husband was kind of, carrying a lot, or he was carrying some of the bulk. And then when he was down and out, I was kind of picking up. So, I mean, it kind of evens out, but it's important to have your own personal things, okay? So something that I see a lot of women experience sometimes is that they lose themselves in the idea of being married. And the idea of being married, all they focus on is who I will be, like, I guess once I'm married. Or that they've been married for so long, they forget, who am I? Like, what do I like to do? What do I enjoy? And so something that you guys want to keep in mind that's really important is that you don't want to lose yourself. You don't want to lose any desires or values that you truly have. And when I say lose, what I really mean is that you don't want to be on a path and then when you get married, completely give everything up just for this person. I don't really believe that's what marriage is entailed for. I think there's sacrifices, don't get me wrong, like I said, but I don't think that when we go into marriage, we give up everything and sacrifice for that person. In my experience of working with women, when they do that, it just builds resentment. I've given you the world, and here I have gotten nothing back. So it's really important that as you get into a healthy relationship or a healthy marriage, that you understand who you are and what you need, and that you don't look for those things and fulfillment through your husband. Your husband cannot fulfill you in those ways. He cannot fulfill you in all the different ways that you may be seeking from. And I think that's a big issue sometimes. When women get married, they expect that, like what I said in the beginning, they expect that their husbands are going to come through and fulfill all these areas for them, and that they're just going to be good. You're going to complete me. No, he's not. He's not. And you're not going to complete him, because you're individual people and you have your individual crap, and you guys got to put your crap together and make a big marital crappy thing that will work out. I know that might sound very discouraging the way I'm saying it, but take note, if you are thinking about getting married, do not lose track of your values. And if you don't already know your values, if you don't already have personal goals, these are things that you may want to start thinking about now, or maybe take some self-reflection or take time to think about it now. Super, super important, okay? So, just to run home, what we talked about today is when we get married, we don't want to lose ourselves. We want to know and understand who we are. We want to keep hold of that, because who we are is an asset to our relationship, okay? It's not going to complete our husband or make him whole, and he's not going to make us whole. But however, two incomplete people coming together and working together on personal goals as well as shared goals really helps to make the marriage healthy. So I hope this has been helpful for you guys today. I'm so glad you guys hopped on today and said hi a little bit and just kind of chatted with me. If you guys are watching this later or watching on the replay, here's a question I want you to answer. I want you guys to type in and tell me, just if you know, what are like one personal goal that you have? Like, even if you're not married, like, tell me something that you have personally that you want to accomplish. If you're married or if you're not married, it doesn't matter. You still want to get this done. Hey, Lynette, how are you? Thanks for hopping on. And then I also want you to tell me if you have a value. Like, what's a really important value in your life? So just kind of jot that down just so that I can like be in the know about what you guys are thinking. And I am heading home. I'm actually not feeling well. I know you guys can tell all up in this area. I got something going on. So, it's just not good. So I'm going to go home and rest so that I can be feeling good and be back live next Thursday with you guys. Me and Chef Will are getting back on to finish up our conversation about healthy eating and overeating. So if you're interested in that, be watching that on Sunday morning. And if you can't watch it because you're going to be in church or whatever, I understand. Just go ahead and watch the replay later that evening. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Bye.